Think about your life for a moment. From the moment you wake up to the time you go to sleep, you're constantly making choices. Big ones, small ones, seemingly insignificant ones. Should I take that new job offer? Should we move to a different city? Which invitation should I accept, or should I just stay in tonight? It can feel like a constant stream, a never-ending flow. Sometimes it's even more than that. Do you ever feel overwhelmed by the sheer number of choices you face every day? Like you're caught in a rushing river, each bend presenting a new set of branching paths, a torrent of what-ifs pulling you in every direction. What if I choose the wrong path? What if I miss out on something better? It's exhausting. But what if there was a different way to navigate this river of choices? Taoism, the ancient Chinese philosophy, offers a unique perspective, a way to flow with the current instead of constantly battling against it. So how does Taoism help us with this constant decision-making? It centers around some core ideas, and two of the most important ones for our purposes are Wu Wei and Di. Let's not get bogged down in complicated definitions. Think of Wu Wei as effortless action, or actionless action. It's not about being passive. It's about acting in harmony with the natural flow of things. It is going with the flow, but with a mindful awareness of what that flow actually is. Imagine a skilled sailor. They don't fight the wind. They use it, adjusting their sails to harness its power. Or a gardener, patiently nurturing a plant, providing the right conditions, but not trying to force it to grow faster than its natural rhythm. Then there's Di. This is a bit trickier to put into a single word, but think of it as the inherent power or virtue that arises when you're aligned with the Tao, with the natural way of things. It is a kind of natural effectiveness that just emerges. It's the effortless, graceful flight of a bird, perfectly adapted to its environment, or the quiet charisma of someone who is truly at peace with themselves and the world around them, not striving, not forcing, but simply being. The supreme good is like water, which benefits all of creation without trying to compete with it. Naturally, how do these principles help with making decisions? Well, by understanding Wu Wei and Di, we begin to see that the struggle and anxiety we often feel around choices often come from resisting the natural flow, from trying to force outcomes, from fighting against the current instead of using the current, our Di, to help us find the clear path. Let's dive a little deeper into how this all works. A big part of applying Wu Wei to decision-making is about tuning into your intuition. This isn't about making rash, impulsive choices. It's about cultivating a deeper connection to your inner knowing, that quiet voice that often gets drowned out by the noise of overthinking and external pressures. Think about a time you had a strong gut feeling about a decision, a sense of rightness or wrongness, even if you couldn't quite explain it logically. Maybe you ignored that feeling and later regretted it, or perhaps you trusted it, and it led you to a positive outcome, even if it seemed unconventional at the time. That inner voice, that gut feeling, is often your intuition, your internal compass guiding you towards the path that's most aligned with your true nature and the flow of the Tao. Think of a plant. It doesn't have a brain to analyze the best direction to grow, but it instinctively knows how to turn towards the sunlight. It follows an inherent wisdom, a natural pull. We have that same kind of inner guidance. We just need to learn to listen to it. Another key element in making decisions with ease, the Taoist way, is embracing uncertainty. A core principle of Taoism is the understanding that everything is constantly changing. Impermanence is the only constant. We can't predict the future with absolute certainty, no matter how hard we try. Think about the weather. You might check the forecast, plan your day accordingly, and then, boom, a sudden downpour. We adapt. We grab an umbrella, change our plans, or maybe even just enjoy the unexpected rain. We don't get angry at the sky for not conforming to our expectations. Or consider a large, complex project, whether it's at work or in your personal life. You can plan every detail meticulously, but inevitably, something will shift. Something unexpected will arise. Trying to control every single variable is not only exhausting, it's futile. Look at a cloud in the sky. It's constantly shifting, forming, dissipating, morphing into new shapes. That's the nature of reality, and that's the nature of outcomes. They're not fixed, predetermined things. They're fluid, evolving, and often unpredictable. Recognizing this, accepting this inherent uncertainty, actually frees us from a lot of the pressure we put on ourselves when making decisions. This brings us to a crucial point: letting go of our attachment to specific outcomes. So much of the stress we experience around decision-making comes from fixating on a particular result, a desired future that we're trying to force into existence. The Taoist approach encourages us to shift our focus from the outcome to the process of making a mindful, aligned choice. Think of an artist creating a painting. They might have an initial vision, but they also allow the process to unfold, letting the colors and shapes emerge organically. They're immersed in the joy of creation itself, not solely focused on whether the finished piece will be critically acclaimed or sell for a high price. The act of creating is the reward. Or consider planting a seed. You carefully prepare the soil, water it regularly, and provide the best possible conditions. But you don't know exactly how many flowers it will produce or precisely when they will bloom. You nurture the process, trusting that nature will take its course. It's the same with our life decisions. We can choose a path based on what feels aligned with our values, our intuition, our inner sense of that natural flow. But we can't guarantee a specific outcome, a particular definition of success. And that's okay. By releasing the need to control the future, by letting go of that rigid attachment to a particular result, we free ourselves from a tremendous amount of anxiety and open ourselves up to possibilities we might not have even imagined. So, how can we put all of this into practice? Let's create a simple, Taoist-inspired framework for making decisions with more ease. Think of it as a gentle guide, not a rigid set of rules. Step 1. Stillness. Before you even begin to analyze the decision, create some space for quiet reflection. This could be a few minutes of meditation, a walk in nature, or simply sitting quietly and breathing deeply. The goal is to calm the mind and create a space where your inner wisdom can emerge. Step 2. Observation. Once you're feeling more centered, bring the decision to mind. Observe your thoughts and feelings about it without judgment. Notice any anxieties, fears, or expectations that arise. Journaling can be incredibly helpful here. Write down the pros and cons, but also explore your emotional responses. Don't try to force a solution, just observe. Step 3. Intuition. Now tune into your intuition. Ask yourself, which option feels most aligned with my values, my deepest desires, and my sense of the natural flow? What feels right in my gut, even if it doesn't make perfect logical sense? Imagine a specific example. Let's say it's a choosing to take a job offer or not. Which opportunity allows for the most personal growth using your the skills and natural talents you've already cultivated? Which direction do you want to grow? What aligns with the person you feel you naturally are? Step 4. Action. Once you've gained some clarity, take the next step. This might be accepting the job offer, declining it, having a conversation, gathering more information, or simply making a small initial move in one direction. Trust that the path will unfold, even if you can't see the entire journey ahead. Step 5. Non-attachment. Finally, release the need for a specific outcome. Be open to adapting as circumstances change. Don't obsess over the decision after you've made it. Embrace the change, whatever it may bring. Trust that even if things don't go exactly as planned, you'll learn and grow along the way. This isn't about being passive. It's about being responsive to the ever-changing flow of life. So, to recap, making decisions with ease, the Taoist way, is about aligning ourselves with the natural flow, tuning into our intuition, and letting go of our tight grip on specific outcomes. It's about navigating that river of choices, not by battling against the current, but by learning to use its energy, skillfully adjusting our sails, and trusting the journey. This approach brings a sense of freedom and peace, a release from the constant anxiety of trying to control the uncontrollable. It's a powerful way to live, to make room for the unfolding good. And we should celebrate when we find the alignment. But a question naturally arises. What happens when our past experiences cloud our judgment? What if past regrets, failures, or attachments make it difficult to truly trust our intuition and embrace the present moment? How do we navigate the what-ifs that are rooted in yesterday, those echoes of past experiences that can hold us back from making clear and empowered choices today? These questions pose quite a challenge and impact our ability to put into motion what we have just discussed. Join us in the next video, where we'll explore how to let go of the past using Taoist principles, finding freedom from the burdens that hold us back.